Welcome to episode 2 of Fabulous Facebook Flips, where we take Facebook finds and give it a new life. On episode 1, we took this shelf and tried to repurpose it and make it a built-in. So we started by adding in a dog food drawer, adding in a cubby for extra storage, and actually cutting out a piece of it so that we can fit our vacuum and broom. This week we're going to add doors, knobs, and all the finishing touches to finish off this project.
Alrighty, you guys, welcome back. Today we are working on building the doors to our new built-in. So this did a little dry run. So what we're gonna try and do is a step up from like what we did on the banquette. So instead of just basically nailing the trim directly on top of the plywood, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a groove into the trim itself. We're going to insert the plywood in there so it's encapsulated on both sides. We're going to do that obviously on all 4 sides. It's a slight step up in our woodworking skills. We're going to see how it goes. Yeah, should be fun. We're going to try and do the top one because it's smaller. Feel less bad if I mess that one up. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, so for what we're looking to do today, we're going to take those prime boards, cut a groove in them, and then try and put a piece of this in there. So what we should have is something like that at the end. Like that. So, we'll see. Just doing some advanced trigonometry there to figure out what my side pieces are going to be, because we're going to lay those on the inside. So it'd be like top, sides, and then the bottom would be underneath that as well. We got our answer. Fall. I think we'll find out. I messed up. Almost.
Close.
When I was doing my trigonometry earlier, as shown here, and for my height, based off of a subtracted measurement of my width. Like a freaking idiot.
And please tell them how you came to realize this.
Called my wonderful, beautiful, talented helper out here. She's like, it looks more boxy. I was like, I thought the same thing too. And she goes, Are you right on your measurements? And I said, you're damn right I am. So I measured, I was like, look at that. And I measured again and I was like, I just made a box.
24.
So the good news is I just cut those long.
We just have to trim it.
I just gotta trim them. Alrighty, moment of truth. live and reporting from the Center Street Cafe. Wayne did not royally f this up. I was just telling Milani, I'm actually really proud of myself for getting this done. I did have to ping her in for a little bit of help, but that is what your better half is there for. But I think this looks really good. So next thing, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of wood glue in these seams. Refill everything. And then just let it set, and then eventually we'll pin nail it. And then after that, she'll be good to be sanded. Painted. Then we'll do the scary part, we'll just try to install it. Alrighty y'all, it's a scary day. We gotta see if it all comes together.
Fingers crossed.
So what we're getting ready to do next, take off that top box, pull out the hinges, install those bad boys onto our cabinet face, see if it works. Alrighty, so we got these hinges. What we're going to try and do is a full inset, or a full overlay, which means when this closes, this whole thing will be closed, and so will the back side. So we're about to mark our measurements, screw it in, drill it, then hope we did it right. Moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Closes, but it wasn't the right pattern. We're back to the drawing board. Adjustment 1 made. Take 2. Barely off. One more adjustment, should be done. Take 3, adjustment 2. Dang it.
It's so close, but so far!
Alrighty y'all, here we are building door number 2. It is just rinse and repeat of the same thing that we did for the other cabinet door. That's unfortunate. That's a little bit of a setback, but it allows us to make a better cut. We had a whole buttload of extra So we'll take this as a good sign.
All the cuts are done. How you feel?
Feel real proud. We knocked this out pretty quickly, so hopefully it fits. All right, there's the dry fit. How we feel?
Pretty good. It's the right size, so that's a good sign.
Step in the right direction.
We really need to stop doing this, but there's a storm coming in. So we are racing the clock to get this primed, painted, as well as this piece primed and painted, because this piece is going to be the skim. So it's going to be between the wall and the cabinet. So we're just trying to get that done before it rains on us. Wish us luck.
Alrighty, so what we're doing now, one, we're hiding from the rain if you can't hear. But two, we're getting ready to now paint. So I just primed the door, both sides. For our skim, we kind of skipped what that is, but we don't, like Milani said, it's just gonna go basically connect our cabinet to the wall. But I've just got a coat of paint on that, so getting ready to install that. Yeah, so once that door dries, we'll do a coat of Swiss coffee, see what it looks like. Hopefully the rain starts to let up, but if not, get to enjoy it under the nice tin roof, which is always good. Makes me think about my mom. She loved listening to rain underneath the tin roofs, so it's a nice little moment. But yeah, so that's what we're doing now, watching paint dry. Super exhilarating.
The rain has caught up with us, so we moved everything under the gazebo.
What up, y'all? All right, so what we just did, try not to fall off the chair. So we just installed our side skim. I had originally cut this 1 3/16 short. So we did a little connector at the bottom. The ones that are gonna see it, only you guys are gonna know. So this is good. The gap that's still there, Milani's gonna have to come through, caulk that against the wall. Why Milani? She's so good at it. So now the next thing, get the door on. In case you're wondering the professional way to get your spacing correct, game cards. Welcome back.
Pretty much all we're doing now is creating a skim for the side of the cabinet so it looks more finished. It's the exact same process as the doors, so we're not going to show you all the cuts and painting and sanding, just know we're doing it. And yeah, we're going to get to that and then it should be close to done.
Alrighty, so we took our trim that we used for the framing of our actual cabinets. So it's already primed. I had to rip it down.
We had leftover.
Rip it down. Yes, we had leftover. Should be 2 3/8 inches. That's what we need for like our top skim. We're just gonna see if it fits. Oh.
Looks good. Now that we painted all of the skim and trim, Wayne is going in and attaching it with brad nails right here from the bottom. And then we will pin nail the side panel onto the front panel, fill that up with paint later on to hide it, and then we will add the trim pieces at the very top with the pin nailer as well. The very last thing that we did was use a pin nailer and add these side panels just so that they match the door and everything is the same color and style. Let's take a moment to remember where we started. This $20 bookshelf from Facebook Marketplace, trying to add some extra storage in our laundry room. We wanted it to go all the way up to the ceiling to utilize that space. We also feed our dogs here, so we wanted to have a space to be able to feed them, but then also tuck them away once we were done. And here's the after. We are so excited to have some extra storage and have a nice special place for Wilson and Smokey.
Alrighty, y'all. That's it. This project took way too long because of lazy days after work. But I think we're pretty happy with it. This looks like nice and built in, nice and custom, and the style matches our kitchen since they're so close to each other.
Dogs like it. They don't get scared of eating from it, so that's good.
I think this is something that y'all could easily put together on your own. You just take a little bit of time with it. Don't get frustrated when things break. Other than that, you'll be good.
Comment down below if you would do this Facebook flip as well, turning a basic shelf into a built-in.